Aha, you must be our dear representative from the Novum Principate. And what a beauty you are. Caldwell Sutherland, pleasure to be making your acquaintance. Quite the pleasure. Yes, welcome aboard the Fervent. My pride and joy. She's a Corsair-class vessel, small but swift, perfect for maneuvering narrow channels and wreckages that you Principate folk so often leave behind. Of course. I have no issues with the way your naval forces handle its business. Plenty pickings for me to pick from after all the mess is said and done. Yes, of course. We give you the locations of roving pirate crews, you blast them to Kingdom Come, and we scavenge through the remains. Quite a symbiotic relationship, if you ask me. Darling, there's no need to show your disgust for our tactics so openly. What's the saying? It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. The pirate's got to do what he's got to do to survive. Opportunist! Perhaps it is. What would you suggest I do instead? Join the Principate? You hear that, boys? We're going to the Novum Principate. Oh, apologies. Apologies. I didn't mean to laugh at your good intention. But miss, I believe you're forgetting a key thing. We are pirates, born and bred to be free. You may look at us like we're nothing but scoundrels and ruffians, but I'd implore you to look past your preconceptions to see us for who we truly are. Aye. Take a look at Silver John, for example. No, not that one. No. Lardy! Get out of the way! That one, over there. The small one. Look at him. You think he'd last in the stiff ranks of the wondrous Principate? Precisely. Small thing like that, he wouldn't last a day. Now, what if I told you that he's the best cannoneer I've ever seen? You wouldn't think so. A man with a small frame like that wouldn't even be able to lift a cannonball to load it, much less fire it, right? Well, yes, you'd be half right. And that's why we have Lardy over there. He loads the ammunition and Silver John takes the shot. An anomalous team, but an effective one. What's my point? Well, my point is that an odd pair like them would never fall into the perfect mold that the Principate expects. But that's not the case for us pirates. We welcome the odd, the strange, the lost. Exactly, my dear. As pirates, we live under a simple code. At least, if you want to remain a resident of Reverie. I see you, like all before you, tense at the name of Reverie. Reverie is not as bad as you've been told. While yes, the nations of pirates have bested your navy before, it's not some thing of legend that must be told to your children to ensure they eat their vegetables. Reverie is a safe haven, an island nation, a place to call home. It is a place we truly value, home for those who have spent their lives without one. Can you, in your cushy, sophisticated society, imagine what that would be like? I'd imagine not. That being said, our code is law. Those who break the law are punished, same as in your civilized society. Though, I'd imagine that the scales of punishments, differ. Oh, I don't think you need me to elaborate on that, do you? Oh, you're interested in our code? Yes, we live by a code, Calder's Code, to be precise. Don't be alarmed, it has no relation to my name. There have been those who have assumed such before, so it's best I get that out of the way. It goes like this. Sanctuary for all. Reverie is a safe haven for all who sail under the black flag. No pirate shall prey upon another within its bounds, lest they forfeit their right to sanctuary. And then there is freedom of faith. The gods govern the seas and the fates of pirates. All faiths shall be tolerated within reverie, and no pirate may challenge another's worship. Next is united defense. In times of attack, like those from your Novum Principate, all within the city must rise to defend it. Every citizen of Reverie is required to master the use and care of their chosen weapon to ensure the city's survival. And finally, disputes beyond the horizon. Feuds between pirate captains shall not disrupt the sanctity of Reverie. All disputes must be settled beyond the city's borders' eyes, away from its peace. Do you find it ironic? Yes, I suppose you would. I preach freedom, and yet I work with the navy of your beloved Principate in order to enslave fellow pirates. Well, a copper gained is a copper earned, is it not? And Calder's Code very clearly states that disputes must be settled outside of Reverie's borders. I serve under the flag of Captain Braxton, and well, my dear captain has many disputes that need settling. I suppose I am despicable. I am a pirate, after all. Oh, please. They're not my people any more than they are yours. You speak of civility, yet how many forces have you brought to heel and crushed under the sole of your boots? Sophisticated savagery is still savagery, my dear. Personally, I don't think you have a leg to stand on, serving under the flag of an empire that still practices slavery. For shame. Oh, relax. I didn't mean it. After all, it's thanks to the Principate's, humane practices that we have such a symbiotic relationship. I feed you a constant stream of, shall we say, enlistees? And in return, you crush the dear captain's enemies. Any treasure I may loot among their remains is just an added bonus. Yes, I suppose I am quite the scavenger, aren't I? I might as well name me a raven and be done with it. No, crows are stupid. Ravens, on the other hand, well, they're quite brilliant. Perhaps not as brilliant as my Lottie, but still brilliant. Yes, Lottie. Have you seen her about? The scarlet macaw perched at the top of the mast. If you look up, you might catch a glimpse of her. Terribly shy, that one, especially to newcomers, but easily the most brilliant of birds. Trust me, you'll simply have to take my word for it. Now, enough idle chatter. I presume you've boarded my ship on official business? Well, you clearly aren't here by choice, given your obvious distaste for pirate kind. Precisely. Tell me, what news from our beloved Admiral? I don't quite follow. You're joking, right? Huh. If the Admiral expects a higher rate of output, he should be meeting with my captain to discuss terms directly. Codswallop. Of course it's worth his time. Our current circumstances is a long-standing agreement between my captain and your precious Admiral. Yes, once a month, I report the routes and locations of a pirate vessel. Your naval forces take this information and ambushes it, enslaving or killing its crew before leaving me the wreckage to comb through. Why would your Admiral send you to change the terms? Because they trust you. Darling, I've not seen your face before, and I've been very present for every meeting between the captain and your Principate. Are you sure this is what your Admiral wants? Or are you sure it's not simply because it's what you want? I can imagine it be quite tempting, increasing an output of slaves in order to impress your Admiral. Your hatred for pirates is quite apparent, so it'd simply be a win-win for you. Am I right? Don't look away. Not while I'm talking to you. Principate scum. All your stupid plan would do is get us both killed. There is a delicate balance of things. I must operate discreetly so that my dealings with the Principate are not known to other crews. Hells, other crews that serve under the flag of Braxton don't even know what I do. Your Admiral understands this. They know that the shipping lanes will be changed and reworked if the Principate attacks too often. Yet you would risk all of this. Why? For your pride? For your ambition? And you were so quick to judge me. Don't worry. I won't report this to your Admiral. If you play nice, that is. What do I mean by that? Well, perhaps it's best to discuss the terms of our agreement in private. Perhaps in my quarters. Splendid. Lottie, ensure that we are not disturbed.